I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Happy Wednesday, everybody. Make sure you've put the kids to bed and grabbed a glass of wine because we are talking Sistas tonight. And do we have a lot to get into?
Yeah.
But before we get into everything, let me introduce you guys to my sister circle. To my left is the lovely LMarie, who will be hanging out in the chat tonight.
Yes, I am.
So make sure you guys chat it up with her. Let us know what you think of tonight's episode because a lot went down. And to the very end of the sister circle is the Maurice to our sister circle, Mr. Howard III.
Yes, everybody, Howard III. Nice to be seen, nice to be heard.
He will be bringing you the Wednesday wisdom, which you know we like to keep it messy, so make sure you all stay to the end of the episode. And I am the AfterBuzz TV residential Dani of the group. It's your girl, Drew Jones, and... Man. Every time I watch Sistas, I think, what could Tyler Perry possibly do to be more extra? And he says, hold my beer, here we are. What did you guys think of tonight's episode?
A lot. Mm-hmm. A lot of twists and turns, but all the good things too. I like that we've got some new romances budding, so it's cool.
Yeah,
I liked it.
Same. I thought a lot. It was... At some parts, it was a little down for me. It was a little slow, a little too much fillers for me. But other parts, I mean, my girl Dani is just, there's a lot going on with her. You know what I mean? Like, it's so much internal. It's so much just blocking her own blessing. It's, like, this episode made me realize, like, it's a lot with her.
Yeah, I was watching this one like, oh, I think I'm Dani.
Right?
In this episode, like, oh.
This show always triggers me because I feel like it makes me look in the mirror after, and I'm like, what am I doing to be better?
Yeah.
But let's get right into it because, she's been carrying the drama for most of the season, but she's kind of chilling on the back burner right now. Our good sis Andi is living a post-Gary life. Someone in the comments the other day was like, Gary in Drew's voice. And I was like, I'm glad that that's becoming a thing. But she's living a post-Gary life, mind her own business, trying to go out to the club with her girls and meet handsome men.
Football players.
Lawyers.
Oh.
Okay. Well, football players and lawyers.
Okay,
yeah. There was two
injured.
men.
There was two.
The injured player.
Oh, yeah.
But
he's still on the roster.
Do we think Gary's gone for good because the good sis with the
fade
the fade front
pulled up on her.
Yeah, no, I don't think Gary's gone for good. He's gonna creep back at some point.
They always do.
Always do.
I don't know. I don't think he's gone, but I'm just really interested about the wife too. Like, what's really her story? I'm hoping this detective is gone because her just showing up to the apartment like that, like, that's a safety concern.
Yeah.
Like, where is the bellman who's like, if I tell you I don't want her in my house,
yeah, like, how did she get all the way to the door? You're
a private eye, not, just a hacker. You can't just be hacking in here like this. Like, come on.
He's fired. But yeah, I was concerned that the private investigator just pulled up on her without any... I'm still kind of confused what her stakes in this game are, the private investigator, because the way she was saying is, I know a lot about Gary and blah, blah, blah. So it's like, are you interested in the wife, or do you want to be with the wife? Did you and the wife have a thing, and that's why you're so invested? Because right now you're coming off real unstable, sis.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's like, who are you trying to get? Because like you said, she said, I know a lot about Gary, but now she's also feeling like, oh, she played me too as in the wife. Like, she did say certain things were true and, to kind of believe Gary in some instances. But it's like, so which way are you going? Who are you mad at? You know what I mean? So it's like, what is your point? What's your purpose? We need to know.
Okay.
Because I'm tired of that hair.
So. Period.
We need to know so you can go.
But I am very interested in this new lawyer bae that she meets at the club when she goes there with Sabrina. He's he's real handsome. Kind of like a Jay Ellis from Insecure. He looks
Okay.
like him,
little
but like
bit.
there's something about his smile that's like I'm like, oh, you're kind of cute and nerdy,
Yeah.
and like what's up, and let's be together.
And I'm married.
Because Valentine's Day is next week, and I am hanging out with them. So let's switch it. But I'm excited to see what maybe that will turn into because I think she needs someone on her level, and he seems like a real boss.
Yeah.
I can see
Yeah,
that.
and someone that's not controlling. You know what I mean? Because like with Gary, like he wants the woman to need him and have to like take care of her. You know what I'm saying? And so that with that situation with Andi, it's like you said, we're on the same level. You know what I mean? So I won't have to like expect for you to be trying to control my life because you're trying to control me. Like
Exactly.
You know?
But is Andi, you think, done with like guys for the moment? Because she was sure enough. I know she didn't want the attention from the football player or the guy who got them into the club, but she was saying like, we're done with these men. Like, why do we keep being surrounded by these low budget men? Like, we need to move on. Like,
you know,
is she
we're
just
always done till the next one comes.
Well.
Raise your hand if you're triggered. But I kind of got annoyed when she said that, and I hate defending the men of this show or men in general, if we're being honest. But she was like, you know, she kept putting it on them. But it's like, sis, you knew he was married.
Yeah.
True.
You know, Sabrina, you knew. Like, he told you he was, like, in Sabrina's case, he told you he wasn't gay. He told you he wasn't bi.
Child.
And you kept you put yourself in this situation. Like, both of them put themselves in these situations with these men. And then they're like, you know, these men, they're low rent, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, but you did that.
Yeah. You chose him.
Yeah.
And or at least like you stayed after the red flags. You know what I mean? Because I can kind of get it like in the beginning. But then once you see those flags, if you don't leave and you kind of stay and it blows up, sometimes we have to take responsibility for the part we play in a situation.
Right.
We don't do that often as women.
But luckily, as Aquariuses, we don't ever have to worry about that because we are never wrong.
Oh my gosh.
Ding.
Ding.
However,
However, a Taurus like Howard, consistently wrong.
no, never.
Let's talk about Karen because she obviously had a very traumatic episode last episode because the pastor's wife literally killed herself in front. I'm still not over the episode before that where we saw it because I didn't think we were going to see it. Like, I didn't think it was going to get filmed like that.
Right.
And we were like, oh, so that happened. So last episode was dealing with the falling out of that. And now this episode, we're seeing her deal with Zach and Zach's jealousy on the situation. And then we see, you know, Pastor Hottie pull through.
Come on, Pastor High.
And it seems like they are having a moment.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I'm over Karen and Zach. So I just felt like they should be done anyway. You know what I mean? Especially now that the girl is pregnant that he cheated with. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's going to bring a whole nother, like, level of drama to their situation. Like, you have to still constantly deal with this woman, and this is the woman that you cheated on me with. You know what I mean? And now she's pregnant. Her hormones are going to be crazy. And if you, like, are going to be a stand-up guy, you have to kind of be around her to a certain extent, you know, even kind of during the pregnancy. Like, you could say, like, oh, don't do that. But it's like, let's be realistic. You know what I mean? It is his child, doctor's appointments, you know, things like that. So it's just like, it's too much. It's too messy.
It's way too much.
I know Aaron has gotten messy now, too. But, like, I'm just not here for her and Zach.
I'm still here for her and Zach. I still think they're a cute couple. I'm just not here for Zach and just him trying to say, well, I'm a little bit jealous and how's she going to do all of this? And I was like, Zach, you cheated the whole relationship here. Yeah. You know, you just got the girl pregnant. You was cheating before you got this girl pregnant. And now all of a sudden you see this man who just lost his wife. Man, honey, just lost his wife is, you know, being comforted by the woman who he was casually dating. Like, they're just having a moment. You shouldn't be jealous over that. Like, this woman, this man's wife or ex-wife or whatever just killed herself in front of the woman he was dating. Like, give him some time.
And you didn't even check to see if Karen was okay. Like, you were like, you were with your girl, so I knew you were good. But it's like, no, sometimes the you know, support you need, you get different support from your man than you do your girls. And it's like, why were you out and about in Danny's car doing whatever? while your girl literally saw someone blow their brains out. That is
in her shop.
And then you have the audacity to get mad at her for processing and healing it however she chooses to, because you're scared that she's gonna flip and do what you did to her. Because like that's insane to me. And you got someone pregnant in the meantime, and you tried to hook up with her best friend. Let's not forget that he tried to hook up with Dani. Like,
but he's jealous. Child.
Down somewhere, Zach.
Zach, let it go. You know what I mean? Like, you're trying to, if you both are up here trying to work this whole new leaf, do this whole new thing to the relationship, like, let this go.
Yeah.
It's just not it. This just isn't it.
I'm still
over
trying to
it.
hold out for him, though. I don't know why. I said all of that. Don't bash Zach.
But I'm still here for it. Like, why?
I still just want to see how it plays out.
So immature.
He is.
He fine though.
He is fine. Maybe that's why.
That
might be it.
Think with your head, Howard.
Child.
This one. It's too much. Well, speaking of Dani. She got herself a white man. A fine white man.
Mr. Cowboy.
Fine.
Alexa, play Dixie Chicks, Cowboy Take Me Away. Okay. I've been trying to figure him out for a minute because he talks real slow. He's real simple.
Yeah. That's why he's from the sticks.
Yeah. He never been with a black woman before. I like that they're tackling interracial dating because it, you know, I mean, I'm the byproduct of it, so I can tell you it works. But I think it's interesting because a lot of times on TV when we see interracial dating, it's a black man and a white woman. And so I like that we're seeing a black woman and a white man, especially in the age of Megan Thee Stallion and G-Eazy and Serena and Alexis and Zendaya and the white dude from Euphoria that she's dating. You know, it's time to swirl. Are we here for the swirl? Are we trying?
Are we trying Dani swirl?
Are we trying swirls? No.
I'm here for the swirl.
You don't want a little Drew?
I'll take well, I don't want a little Drew, but I'll take a baby, you know, and Drew's family type of thing. Down for the swirl.
Rude as hell. But I think it's interesting that Dani's already so she's not even giving him an opportunity. It's really just, well, he's white, so this is probably just going to be a sex thing.
Yeah.
I think that's interesting because, like, I feel like I'm pretty open to dating all you know, ethnicities. I don't discriminate. It's already hard enough out here.
Okay.
But I do think, you know, it's not a secret that there is some cultural differences that some people just don't want to put up with. And so I kind of hope we get to explore her hesitations on all of it.
Yeah. Because it's definitely, she was like, oh, this isn't going to go anywhere. Like, it'll just be something to do. You know what I mean? But that's probably why, because it's like certain things you don't want to have to explain, deal with here. You know what I mean? Because so that conversation he had about I've never been with a black woman and, you know, my family kind of wouldn't allow it. That's like kind of hard to hear. Yeah. You know? And knowing like, okay, so if we do kind of get to a certain level in this, I'm going to have to deal with your family who doesn't want to deal with me.
Oh, that's true.
And I don't think I've ever dated outside my race where that wasn't an issue in some way, shape, or form. And I think that's a truth for a lot of people. So I like that. Although, you know, people can say what they want about Tyler Perry and how he chooses to write his scripts, he does hit the topics that, you know,
that need to be talked about. I need a little bit more of Preston's story because I don't understand if the speaking slow, was it a hit from the cow, like from the horse to the head? Like, I'm trying to understand Preston a little bit more, as in, is it the acting? Is it because something to me is just not clicking with Preston?
Something's a little off.
It does seem like something's off with him, but I wonder if that's just them trying to give him like that southern drawl, because people say people from the South talk slower.
Oh.
So, which offensive.
And he's supposed to be like country.
Yeah,
like I said, he's from the sticks, so that means you're like from the.
He's supposed to be like my mama level country, you know. So
because I'm like, it's like a few second delay.
Bobby
and I'm
Boucher
like, okay.
country.
Yeah, not Bobby Boucher. Good night. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Bobby Boucher.
But I'm excited for her because Dani needs some loving, and he seemed, listen, them thighs.
That boy.
She said, take your clothes off. And he said, okay. And he just stood there. And I was like, look at God. Won't he do it?
Look at what God made.
Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, won't he do it?
Won't he do it?
Goodness gracious. Well, it looks like from the previews and everything, it looks like they was getting they freak on.
I hope so. And I hope Dani doesn't ruin this. Because like we were speaking about a little bit before, it's just how... bring it back together, LMarie. Bring it back. But like we were speaking with Dani, like it was kind of she's sabotaging herself because she was like, "Oh, you see, I'm a joke. You play me as a joke."
Yeah.
When we saw how the chicken was next to the barbecue sauce in the freezer, and the cheese right on top. But it's just like, Dani, you're not a joke, girl. And he's trying to figure out what's going on. Yeah. And you got to tell him. And
you can't let the traumas of your past relationships get in the way of new ones. Like you were in that situation with old boy and allowed yourself to get treated like a joke because he openly proved that he didn't want to be with you.
And that's why I said, I feel like I'm Dani this episode. Because it's like, I think if you do feel like, even if you did realize that, like, okay, I kind of allowed this. So then that's kind of probably how you're so easily triggered with the next person because you feel like, let me cut it now. Because I didn't cut it from the beginning from the last time.
Right.
So it's like, it's so much easier said than done to like let go of your past traumas, but it's hard when you get back into something new and you be like, I'm just speaking my real truths right now. But you be like, like, I gotta cut this out now. And it's really like, it's not even on the same level as the previous, situation. So you just kind of have to learn and try to take a step back.
But, I mean, at least try the milk before you try to sell the cow. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's right there. Go ahead and milk it.
Might as well.
Damn. Like,
yeehaw.
Run it before you even get there.
Yeehaw indeed.
Ha.
I always have to say, listen, I saved her for last because I'm so tired of dragging her, but someone else dragged her tonight for me, and I was so relieved, and that's our sis Sabrina.
Yeah. Sabrina girl.
Because last episode, they came up with this stupid idea to try to see if Calvin would do a threesome with Maurice to prove that he likes men, even though he has told her for an entire season so far that he is not attracted to men. Exactly. But she will not take his word for it because he's comfortable doing his thing. And what happens? She gets played. And he's fully clothed. Maurice is not, but Calvin is fully clothed, but Maurice is mad. Yeah. Or not mad. I'm sorry. Calvin is mad. Yeah. I mean, but he's in the right, no?
He's in the right because it's like we said, like, how many times are we, you know what I mean? Like, you have asked me, and that kind of bothers me in the script, though. She keeps saying, like, all I had to do was ask, but you did ask. You've asked numerous times, but you didn't like you got an answer, but you kind of felt like his actions contradicted his answer, so you were still questioning it in your own head. But it's like, you've asked the man already. So, like we keep saying, you either come to the conclusion where you're either going to accept him and deal with it or you're not.
Right.
Like, how many more tests or asking questions can you do? Just make your decision, sis.
Sabrina's a hot mess. But, I'm glad she got her butt chewed out tonight. Because she really did deserve it. Like, you were saying, LMarie, she asked, didn't like the answer. And it's just like, I'm glad he put her in a place. Like, let him go. At this point, like...
Lose
it.
Because in all honesty, what exactly did he do to make himself come off as quote unquote gay? To me, it's like you have a lot of
No.
Okay, but like to me, it's
and
like
his prostate like to be tickled.
But you know what? I know a lot of perfectly straight men who like a little tickling on the prostate, and it's perfectly normal. God put your G-spot there, so go ABC to it.
It's not really normal on. I don't want to say it's not normal. It's not too much. It's not really accepted on the general scale.
In the black community, I feel like, because I feel like white men are allowed to do all kinds of things with their sexuality, and it's not considered gay. White guys show more affection to their homeboys. Like, white guys, are allowed to do more femme things in relationships, and I think that's dope, and it should be. And it makes me sad that black men are allowed to explore things like that because, like, when you think about it, you're kind of stopping yourself from like having a better time. And I like that he's so comfortable with his sexuality. I think it's hot when men are really comfortable with their sexuality. And she ended her own internalized homophobia stopped her from having something really good with someone who really liked her.
Yeah. But like you said, so it's since you do have that stigma in our community, in the Black community, with Sabrina, it was so unknown and foreign to her. You know what I mean? So she just kind of kept rejecting it instead of trying to look at it from, a different perspective. And okay, this couldn't be pleasurable for him and him not be gay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But anything backdoor activity with a man is suspect in our community. So it's like I understand her suspicions, but you do like just make a choice. But
that's what I'm saying. Why would she keep like just dragging him along? Like I felt like they were both kind of just dragging them along. He's trying to make it work. She's saying she's trying to make it work, but she really, she's not. So she should have just let him go to begin with. And then I'm glad tonight she spoke her mind at least a little bit, because that's all he wanted too.
Yeah.
Was just speak up. What's the problem?
What is it that you don't like?
Yes.
I don't know. I feel like they're gonna talk it out, but for now, I mean, I'm disappointed in her.
I'm disappointed in her.
Because
I'm disappointed in Maurice. I'm like, Maurice, I'm usually your friend, but you needed to go home
Right.
with your
Oh,
little cheetah print
true.
panties.
why are you in my kitchen?
his high-rise panties.
Yeah, right. And just up here, just, Maurice, go home. Well, she said this, right? And Maurice, leave. Go.
A mess.
A mess.
He wanted to give his advice in an unwanted, situation.
Yeah.
But we're going to give our advice in a wanted situation because it's Wednesday Wisdom with the Sister Circle. Howard, take it away.
Woo. Well, Wednesday Wisdom is brought to you by 6 Brown Chicks on Twitter. So I'm going to read a few here. Oops. Let me just get it all going. Okay. So this one said, I got us tickets for the Baby's concert. At the venue, she goes to the bathroom, then starts texting that she can't find her way back to our seats. I'm searching everywhere. Fact, her side dude picked her up and she left with him and never came back. I dated her for 6 months. Advice?
Okay, first of all, how you gonna leave a baby concert? I thought the story was gonna be like, we're at the baby concert. She went to the bathroom. She disappeared. She's now having sex with the baby. Because I was like, understandable.
That's how that story should have gone.
Take your L. But you left the concert?
Left. Her side dude picked her up.
Then she's
side dude must be heavy.
right.
Because if you left the baby,
You left the
I'm not
baby.
even concerned about the guys asking for advice. Like, you left the baby.
Your side dude Dave East? Like, she clearly not in her right mind, fam. So count your blessings.
Yeah, let her go.
Now you've been dating her for 6 months. A mess. So this one says, me, 5'3", Baptist and boring. She, 5'9", long locks, earring in her nose, and GOTH, which I'm not sure what that means. But he goes on to say, I spent the night.
I'm sitting here trying to figure out
That's what I'm
what
saying. You said hashtag GOTH. TH. God. Let us know in the comments what it means. But he goes on to say, I spent the night and woke up with the razor scars on my chest. I screamed in pain. She threw hot candle. She threw hot candle wax on me. I love her, but I think I'm afraid of her. Help.
Ooh. Lanisha's ex-boyfriend wrote in. I think this ties back into the Sabrina and Calvin thing, which is we should really talk about our kinks openly and be unashamed of them because,
I think it was just
communication.
goth. Sorry. I think like goth.
Just
and
hashtag
goth.
Okay.
I mean, what are you going to do?
Black man. I mean, this can't be new if you love her,
That's
right?
what I'm saying.
And something like that, you don't just randomly do that. So
Razor's like she's cutting his chest.
That's what I'm saying. I screamed in pain because there was razor scars on his chest. And
You
he
woke up
this
to
little
it.
man, 5'3".
So he woke up to her cutting him,
I guess so.
or
I
the scars were already there.
I thought for a second she was shaving his chest, and I was like,
For a
self-care.
second.
No.
I
I don't know. And he's Baptist,
threw
but he
her
should have
like
known,
She sounds like a
love
witch.
language.
Love
Yes.
Yeah,
language.
because I think he's exaggerating.
Talk
this.
your king.
Yes.
Period.
I think those were nail scratches.
Yeah.
And I think it was a
Exactly.
pour of hot wax.
Yeah,
This wasn't a
grow up.
attack.
Grow up.
Do we have time for one more?
Yeah, let's do one more before we hop in.
Okay, so last one is baby daddy is angry drunk. He'll drink with his friends, then call and tell me he's moving out because I bring him down. Son is ugly, and and I F like a starfish. His words. He goes missing for days and then comes back, loving on me and our son like it never happened. Help.
Leave. You gotta leave.
Like,
Girl,
go.
he called your son ugly.
He called your son ugly. It's his son too. The hell? He ugly too then. He look like you. You know, daddy son.
But also, yeah, I'm gonna starfish you if you're like out. Like, I'm petty. So if you aren't spending time with me and you go out and you be on your BS with your boys and you come home to lay up with me, I'm starfishing because that's all you get.
I'm petty. If I already know you coming back to me trying to lump up on me, like you gonna still get the starfish.
What's up? Hi, SpongeBob. It's me, Patrick. Good night.
Oh, it's in bikini bottom. What did you
Listen,
say? I was in bikini bottom because I got that goo lagoon.
Hey.
Leave
Thanks,
them,
Meg.
sis. Leave them, sis.
Leave him. Days? You go missing for days?
Days?
Oh, no.
You better be dead if you're gone for that long.
Okay, then coming back.
Don't
Talk
be
about
mad when I
love.
got a new
back.
man at my house.
Coming back.
Your son got a stepdaddy now. Good night.
Okay. That's a mess.
Oh, no.
Well, that was this week's Wednesday Wisdom. Make sure you guys let us know in the comments what you would do in those situations. And
Ooh,
shout out to Six Brown Chicks again. You know, they reposted our clip on their official Facebook page. They did. They think we're funny. So,
Well,
hey,
ladies.
sis.
Aw.
We love y'all.
Love you guys.
Let's hop into some predictions before we head up out of here.
AfterBuzz TV predictions.
You want me to kick it off? You gonna kick it off?
You can kick it off.
Well, okay. So we already saw the Reverend was about to get bugged in the A. Okay.
Whew,
So okay. Woo, woo, woo. So I definitely think the Reverend's gonna try to swing a little. One good hit. It's not gonna connect though, but he's gonna definitely try. I think Karen is definitely going to still stay with Zach. Even after all this fightiness, because she's going to be like, oh my gosh, he really does love me. Zach is really trying. I can't believe these men are fighting over me. So she's going to try with him. I also see Dani hopefully opening up more to her to her man. I was like something else. But opening up to her new man, Preston. Hopefully she lets her securities down, or her insecurities, like her guard down. And just opens up more.
Yeah. I can see that for Dani. I'm on the opposite with Karen and Zach. I think that she's gonna be kind of just over Zach and his antics. You know what I mean? Like getting that upset when you just told me you have a child on the way. So I think like that's gonna play a part. She's gonna get upset, but I really feel like it's gonna be Zach that kind of walks out more than Karen being done. You know what I mean? Like she's gonna check him. She's kind of probably gonna get back in that mode of like, talking to him kind of crazy, and he's gonna be out because he just saw him kissing her. The Aaron kissing her, so that's not gonna sit well with him. So he's gonna be out.
Oh gosh.
I think Karen and Pastor Aaron are gonna hook up. Actually,
Oh.
because the way she's describing him getting buck in the preview when she's talking to Andi makes it sound like she was turned on by what was going on and that he like was not very godly at all. So I think that might be a thing.
Yeah, look at him a little different.
A little different. I want to see Andi get her a man. So I like this new lawyer man. I want to see, because he had a driver child. He got shmoney.
Okay.
So I would like to see her get wined and dined in public because he
Yes.
does not have a secret family.
Watch your driver be Uber.
We hope. We
I
don't know
need
yet.
Sabrina to sit there and think about her thoughts. Because
She don't need to think about her thoughts because that's the
I
problem.
need a whole new love interest for Sabrina.
I want her
let's
in
start
time.
over.
I want Calvin. I want Calvin to get someone he deserves.
Yes.
Yes.
Justice for Calvin. I want Sabrina to sit in a corner and think about her
Yes.
behavior.
Yeah.
And I just want to see Dani get loved up on because they're hot. So until next time, you guys let them know where they can find you all.
Yes, you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Howard the Third. And also, Me and Nakia show is coming back with a whole new title, so you have to tune in to Black Hollywood Live on Sundays at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and hang out with us there.
Ooh. Well, you guys can catch me on Instagram and on Twitter at LMarie TV.
And I'm your girl, Drew Jones. You guys can follow me on all the things at OKDrewJ. Until next time, y'all, have a good week.
Bye.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.